the Pacific Championship coverage.
Righto, thanks guys. Thanks Zane, thanks for the call. Fantastic with the Gillaroos. Has had a 60-0 lead at Lane Park, and I tell you, like, it was just pretty impressive. There's a lot of Pacific Islanders down here at the Gold Coast at the moment. Been absolutely big turnout from that contingent, and I hope they get themselves back home safely without getting smashed by hail. As you can see, it's coming through right now. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, right? It gets really dark. The humidity's pumping through. We've got plenty of dashboards going. I think Fanger's all right. He's in second place at the moment in the number 88. He had everything he needed, the swing arms, shocks, everything. Up and running, no problems at all. In fact, he even left me a few wingmans, because I probably need a few here myself. What we're going to do basically is just, we're going to stay back here. We're going to stay away from that zone. We're 100 k's north here in Brisbane. This is the capital of personal electric mobility. And, I've got the 60 ampere hour there if I need to take it down. But I don't think I want to go anywhere near the V1, the M1 or anything at this time of year, because it's absolute chaos. We came back from a good junket down there about 10 years ago with the V8 supercars, and we trashed the hotel. Getting back and so on, it was a Monday morning. I tell you, after the 3 days, what an interesting weekend. It happens every year. It's great. It's the Gold Coast, and we need to really get back now and have a look to see what's happening on the Veloway. You can always check the Veloway by going to the eScoot Now website. ESC, press the right buttons, and I'm having issues with the 7 app. This PC just needs some more grunt, so there's another PC and monitor to go in there. That'll be done in this afternoon. We'll get that fitted and we'll be right. We've got Ben starting on Monday. Hey, that's tomorrow. Everything's good tomorrow with regards to getting these orders down. We've got about 55 orders here to ship. There's plenty there. You can see there's a lot of complimentaries, apologies, and probably butt-kicking, I would say, on my behalf from being so distracted in design. And we just really need to get these guys on the track highly visible. Okay, it's just going to get really dark. As that cloud comes across, it's going to be pretty interesting. We use one of Ken Cato's tools from WeatherWatch, and WeatherWatch is going to give us the latest imaging of the radar, and we just want to go and check for the latest on that now out of the Brisbane Mount Stapleton. I can see here, if we make that full, that there's actually some pretty interesting stuff coming in through Bow Desert, Jimboomba, heading east, and likely to expect to hit the Coomera Southport area within around about 25 minutes. So look, if you've got your scooter nearby, anywhere on the Oceanway, you need to clear out of that. There's not going to be any protection with all those people there, and you don't want moisture ingress damage or anything like that. All right, so that's the weather. What else have we got down here? We've even got some notes. We should probably see what the notes are all about. So can you tell Louis? Zane, tell Louis he was hanging me for not having a passport for the trip to China. All right, now everything's sorted. I've only got to get the passport, the visa for China, the flights, insurance, and a com. And I'm right. And my brother's put me up for a week in Japan. But this is from 1988. There's no expiry on it at all. Look, I think that's valid. I don't need all this other rubbish. You can see that we've gone to the Canberra Museum. We've gone to the China Museum. We've done a fair bit of media, of course, with Channel 10 and all that sort of stuff. So, the Ford Display Expo, and I guess probably enough credentials to go and run with that. But we'll get the proper passport from those that look after passports. We'll be right. Now, what I want to come back to is this track. All right, it's getting dark. In fact, if we turn all these lights off in here, you can actually probably see that you can't really see too much at all. This light over here, let's turn that down. Yeah, okay, that's better. Right, okay, so lighting, clearly visible for other road users. With an electric scooter, the flashing lights, the lights that are, yellow, none of that really makes sense to other road users. Trains at the train station, they don't want any flashing coloured different lights. They want signals red, green and orange. That's how the trains work, right? So you've got to dim your lights, turn your lights off if they're coloured and all those things. So the latest Turbo Torch design is a derivative of the Cobra that we have in the headlight for the front headlight. okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to change it from being a white light to red. So you'll have the zone light that we've had in the Stonker for the last couple of years. There'll be 3 emitters, as there is with the Cobra. There'll be a left and right for the orange turn. So as we turn left and right, we'll brake. The 3 lights will interact exclusively through a cable. Might even turn those on. That's the normal tail light on the fighter, if it's turned on. There you go. Through the same plug and play cable that you have on your stock headlight. Right? So, you know, I've got a lot on my helmet and my bag, and that's all great. But, you know, a good zone light on the ground behind really makes it apparent where you are and where you're going. Probably how fast you're going too, right? So you can actually see what's happening there. That's the stock headlight on the Nami Bernie, which sits in the fender. And Michael Shara released that around about 2 years ago, introducing the rear tail light as opposed to the one that was on the metal bracket. So with your lower main line, that's a shorter harness. It's inside the deck. This end's going to the controllers. This end here, these two two of them, green ones. One would go to the strip light. Remember the old school strip light that had the indicators on and all that sort of stuff? So it was a bit problematic, so that's gone, but so you've just got that strip light. And the other one goes to the extended fender one. What we're going to do, so that we don't have these rear ends, because they're coming, all right? They're not far off. I don't know how many laps they've got to go, because this is playing up. It's the last lap. All right. They've dodged the bullet, basically. And who's coming in with it? Yeah, Feeney's still in second place. I did suggest to him that he might have maybe needed a different shock, but anyway, all good. What we've got down the Gold Coast, when we did the recce, you know, before all this storm and rain came across, through the bridges just behind Surfers Paradise, clearly visible, red, blue on the front. I don't know if blue's a point call, maybe green. I've gone green in the middle. You can see on the road from the side, very clear to see, underneath the Story Bridge in Brisbane City. And then that one there is probably out down St. Lucia way. That's a great headlight coming through here, but just a nice red. Everyone can see what's going on. These photos probably got the aperture favourable, but I think the best photo, the absolute best photo of the Stonker with the dichroic filter, that's these things here, which you can only get from this man here in China at this price. Pop them in at that size. They'll be in there. 2 orange, 1 red. That's the outcome. We might even do something up the front. On the eScoot Now website, up the top, we've got some pages. You'll see things pop up in there. None of this social media, Facebook rubbish where you can't find anything. Everything's in YouTube. We'll go in Reddit, meeting with Reddit during the week. Discord for comms, maybe Slack. The website's had quite a few significant upgrades of late. So I think we're good. We need to do a few little technical videos this week. We're going to come back to what we had yesterday with those brakes, the rotors, the new rotors that are coming through, the larger 180mm up from the 160, and how you go about putting them in with all your brackets and all that sort of stuff. So that'll be the brakes. I think that's all we really needed to do with brakes from Feeney. Everything else is fine. He's up and running with his swing arms after that front end. I think it's going to be like this afternoon once that storm clears through. Nice and fine, but just watch these storms. Keep an eye on the radar, and basically much of southeast Queensland, I think you'll find Zane is not good at all. So I might, maybe we hand you back to Quentin again at Lang Park, now with the men's, with the Samoa and Tonga, and everyone have yourself a safe, merry Sunday, October, Queensland Super Scoots afternoon. Ciao.